Pinocchio, giving you the X Factor.
Last week on The X Factor, Voices with Soul went home.
Voices with Soul.
Now, only 5 remain. For Sharon, Tam, and Cassie. For Louis, G. Paul. For Simon, Steve, and Rowetta. Tonight, your vote has never mattered more as the battle continues to find the winner of the X Factor.
The nation's biggest and toughest ever talent surge. We started with 50,000, but now just 5 acts remain, and tonight they'll be singing live for your vote. Now, 2 weeks ago, Louis Walsh was a winner. He was the only undefeated judge on the panel, but after last week's result, he's down to just 1 act, and if he loses again tonight, he's out of the competition. Meanwhile, Simon Cowell and Sharon Osbourne both still have 2 acts to play with. But of course, all of that will change tonight because 1 act must leave. So, let the battle commence. It's time to bring out the judges. Oh, yeah. First up, mentoring the 16th to 24th. Go nuts! It's Sharon Osbourne. Keep Simon and Louis at bay tonight.
I tell you, all I can do is try, and my kids are ready for it. They're ready.
Good luck tonight, Sharon. Everyone, it's Mrs. O! Next up, leading the groups and fighting for survival is Louis Walsh. This week to make sure we won't be saying goodbye to you tonight?
Well, the boys have got a fantastic song. There's 4 great voices. I believe I've got the best act on this stage tonight. And Kate, I want to ask my mother to get all the neighbours to vote for G4.
Thank you very much. It's Louis. And finally, representing the 25 and overs, it's Simon Cowell. Okay, well, let's see if you're right. For now, it's Simon! The competition between the judges has never been fiercer, and helping them fight for supremacy is their team of experts who've been coaching the final 5 acts throughout the week. Now, remember, tonight you're voting for your favourite act. But the two with the lowest number of votes will compete against each other in tonight's final showdown. Then it's down to Simon, Sharon and Louis to decide who stays and who goes. So, what have the judges done to ensure that their acts survive the night? We're about to find out. Simon, you're on first. Who from the 25 and overs is opening the show?
First of my 2 acts, Louis.
Only one act is going to win.
Sorry, the first of my 2 acts tonight, because I have to,
For the last week.
it's Steve.
It's Tuesday morning and Simon's got a job for his angels.
Sunita, Annie, it's Simon.
Hi, Simon.
This is what I'm thinking. It's Christmas time. We need the public to get to know Steve a bit better now.
Okay.
Whatever you can sort out. You got 3 days, angels.
3 days?
Good luck. Bye-bye.
Hi, Steve.
We have arranged something huge, a really big public event. Kylie Minogue's done it. Now you're going to do it.
So what is it?
Turn on the London Christmas lights.
It's Steve's first personal appearance and he seems to be enjoying it.
I think he's very sexy.
Oh, Steve, we love him.
It's brilliant. It really is brilliant. I can't believe how things have changed in 1 year.
Love you, Steve! Love you, Steve! Hoping to win your vote singing Let's Stay Together, it's Steve!
I'm so in love with you. Whatever you want to do is all right with me. 'Cause you make me feel so brand new. And I want to spend my life with you. Let me say since, baby, since we've been together, oh, loving you forever is what I need. Let me be the one you come running to. And I'll never be untrue. Oh, baby, let's stay together. Loving you whether times are good or bad, happy or sad. Whether times are good or bad, happy or sad. Why do people break up? Or they turn around and they make up? Well, I just can't see. 'Cause you never do that to me. Now would you, baby, we ought to stay together. Loving you whether times are good or bad, happy or sad, yeah.
know. Your thoughts, please.
Great song, Steve. Great song choice this week. Really good. Very well done.
Sharon, last week you thought that Steve was veering too much towards the ballads. A refreshing change with his performance tonight?
Absolutely. Yes.
So you get a tick in the box from Sharon Osbourne, but what does Louis Walsh think?
Kate, you know, when I heard he was going to do this big song by Al Green, I just didn't think he was going to be able to pull it off. And it's been my favourite performance by you so far, Steve, in the whole entire series. Really, really good. Boss! There's just one thing. They're starting to look very similar, the two guys. Yeah, bit of a clone thing going on here.
Definitely.
And, you know, one Simon Cowell is enough. We don't need another. One is enough, Simon.
Okay, but all in all,
very good performance. Very good.
Thank you very much. Simon, were you happy with Steve's efforts tonight?
Well, I'm very happy with what Louis said, because Louis just paid you the highest compliment you've ever had. You look like me. Thank you, Louis. You know what? I think, you know, listening to Steve tonight, I remember when we first saw him come into the audition room. And you know, once again, you see where a competition like this means something, because he's not just sounding good within the competition, he's sounding to me like as good as anyone who's selling a lot of records in this country at the moment. So, you know, this is good.
You've been heaped with praise tonight. You've been working with this character for 5 weeks now. What's he managed to teach you?
Do you know what? No, seriously, it's been an absolute pleasure. Seriously, because from day one I wasn't sure whether I was coming in or I was going to be going home, and to get this far, it's been amazing. And I've got to big him up, because I'll tell you, it's been... I swear to God. I know it's not... I don't like to big him up.
No, you just have.
He's done well.
Okay, well done to both of you tonight. For now, ladies and gentlemen, it's Simon and Steve. Or text Vote Steve to 61101. But please don't try voting yet, because your vote won't be registered until the lines are officially opened at the end of the show. Still ahead, Sharon unveils her first act of the night, and has Louis Walsh done enough to stay in the game? Find out after the break when G4 are called to the stage. My skirt blew up then. But first, it's competition time. Now, as you know, we're giving you the chance to win a slice of Simon Cowell's rather extravagant lifestyle and his car. But Simon, I've seen what's on your driveway. This Mini, is it really yours?
When whoever is lucky enough to win this great car, and it's a souped-up one, the logbook will say, previous owner, Simon Cowell, it's my car.
But have you driven it?
Yeah, I've driven it round the block a couple of times. No, it's done 600 miles, so it's almost brand new. It's a bargain.
OK, thank you very much, Simon. Just checking. All right, we'll be back right after this.
Competition gives you a chance to taste Simon Cowell's lifestyle. You could win his car, a holiday at his favourite Caribbean hotel, and £1,000. You can also win tickets to the live Saturday night show, as well as £1,000 cash each week. All you have to do is tell us which act left the show last week. Was it A, Voices with Soul, B, G4, or C, Rowetta? To enter, call 09012 93 33 29 or text MINI followed by A, B or C to 86107. Good luck.
I'm going to introduce you to the little girl with the huge voice and a huge future in front of her, Cassie.
It's the day after last week's show, and Sharon has come to see Cassie in her apartment.
I really felt that your last performance on the show, you really had found yourself. Simon made comment about the song being too old. Being 17, you know, what do people expect you to sing My Boy Lollipop?
You know, I'm happy with all the song choices that we've had so far. And you sort of like vocally and emotionally.
You have a lot of emotion in your voice, and you need a really strong song to show that emotion and your range. You don't need a flimsy pop song.
But as Sharon heads home, Cassie begins to have her doubts about this week's song.
I am worried about obviously being able to hit all the notes because it's quite a big song. I really, really, really want to do well. I just hope that the song isn't too big for me.
Will she rise to the occasion, singing All By Myself? It's Cassie!
When I was young, I never needed anyone. Making love was just for fun. Those days are gone. Living alone, think of all the friends I've known. But when I dial the telephone, nobody's home. To be sure, sometimes I feel so insecure, and love so distant and obscure remains the cure. All by myself, don't wanna be all by myself. Don't wanna be all by myself anymore.
Okay, Cassie, time for the judge's verdict. Simon Cowell.
This is not going to make me very popular, but who cares? It's a song a 45-year-old who's been through a hard life would sing. It's a tragic song for an older lady, not a 17-year-old girl who's got the world at her feet. Therefore, I thought the song was inappropriate and actually too big for you. I thought it was very theatrical.
Well, Simon, you being, excuse me, You being not a father, you don't understand that young girls of 17, when they lose somebody or they're alone, they feel the same as an older woman does. They hurt the same way. You know what, Simon? They hurt the same way. They're happy the same way. Her hurt is the same as any other person's hurt.
Sharon.
17 or 40, and she hit all the notes, unlike one of your contestants that couldn't hit the notes. That's why it was available for her to sing. Bada boom! Oh, yes, baby! And we didn't use anybody in the studio to help her hit the notes. Bada boom twice.
I have to say something. First of all, look, Sharon, we're just in disagreement what we think is appropriate for a 17-year-old. That's fine.
Because you can't relate to a 17-year-old. You don't know any.
Simon, I'm going to have to move to Louis. You agree to disagree, Louis Walsh. Thank you.
I totally disagree with Simon. I mean, Simon, this is the youngest girl in the competition. I think she's got the biggest future. I think this time next year, Cassie, you'll be in the West End.
I'm the only one that's never toured.
It's a very, very ambitious song, Kate, but she performed it and she sang it really well.
Thank you,
great.
Cassie, very quickly. You were worried the song was too big. It's been raised tonight. Are you happy with what you did? Did you pull it off?
I'm really happy with what I did. There are people my age and people younger than me who at times feel like they're by themselves and have lost people. So that was for them.
Thank you very much. Let's say thanks to Sharon and to Cassie. Well done. And to vote for Cassie, the number to call is 09010 775502, or you can text vote Cassie to 61101. Bada boom, but not until the end of the show. So, Louis, you've only got one act left in the competition. For you to stay in the game, it all rides on this. Over to you.
Well, Kate, we've got four amazing boys with four amazing voices. They're going to do a very big standard song, and they're going to do it their way. G4.
Thank you. Louis and vocal coach David have come to see G4. At the end of last week's show, both of Louis' acts were in the bottom two.
The vocals at the beginning weren't as strong as we hoped, and we feel that there was a bit of a slip at the end.
I thought you were one of the two best acts on the show.
With Louis only having one act left in the competition, he has to pick the perfect song for G4. But with little time to decide, everyone's feeling the strain, especially Louis.
Guys, remember at the boot camp, we did Creep. Can you try that again?
But I'm a creep.
This time next week, I mightn't have any act left in the show if people don't vote.
What's missing? What's new? No, that was the...
We can't go out now.
Would you know my name?
When I first met Westlife in the early days, you know, people didn't see or hear what I saw in them. I feel the same way with G4. So me and Dave have come up with a song, and we think if you do it your way, it'll be amazing. I don't want to lose G4 and Faraday, and I hope the public just get behind them and vote for them, because they are stars.
Doing it their way with the Frank Sinatra classic My Way, it's G4!
Regrets, I've had a few, but then again, too few to mention. I did what I had to do, and saw it through without exemption. I planned each charted course, each careful step along the byway, and more, much more than this, I did it my way. Yes, there
say, it was fantastic. And I know that you guys did that arrangement all by yourselves. And again, the arrangement was spectacular. You all look stunning, might I add. Completely stunning. There's nothing like an English gentleman in a fabulous suit. And there's 4 of them here. You're stunning and I love you.
Thank you very much. Simon Cowell.
Well, when a reviewer recently described this talent show as the One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest of talent shows, he was right. This show is getting madder by the week because I honestly, guys, don't really know what to say. There was part of me that thought, as you were singing, it was rather like being at a banking convention. At the end, 4 of you have had a few drinks, get up and sing a song. Or maybe it was great. No, but, well, obviously...
Well, you're the judge. You tell us. Was it great?
Hey, I haven't got a clue.
Right. That's a first. Louis, thank you very much.
I thought it was the best performance yet, and they arranged the whole song themselves, and I thought it was really good. I'm very proud of it.
Now, boys, you are the only act representing Louis and the groups now. Are you feeling the pressure? Have you been out there trying to boost support this week?
Well, I mean, yeah, for sure, we're definitely feeling the pressure. I mean, at this stage in the competition, everyone's feeling the pressure. There's so few of us, but we've got to remember that we're holding the flame for the rest of the groups out there, and especially to our best friends, Voices of the Soul and Two to Go. We're here for everyone.
OK, so I know you've had a busy week. I know Louis had you out there canvassing for votes. Well, you've played 16 schools, you've been busking. Where else have you been, Jonathan?
We did manage to get to Stringfellows, which was a cool night. But we were invited. We didn't choose to go there. He wasn't there that night.
His
So
night
we didn't see him.
OK, well, you've had a good week and a very fulfilling week by the sounds of it. For now, everybody, let's say thanks to Louis and G4. Or text vote G4 to 61101, but not until the end of the show. So Louis made what could be his final bid to stay in the competition, but Simon and Sharon both have 1 act each left to play before the lines open. So, will Rowetta and Tabby sway your vote? Find out after the break. Just 5 acts, and they and their judges all desperately want your vote. So far, Steve, Cassie and G4 have performed, but we still have 1 more act from both the Cowell and Osborne camps to come. So, Sharon, for the final time this evening, it's over to you.
Well, this next artist who you are about to see personifies the word X Factor, and his name is Tabby.
Last week, you got great comments from Louis and Simon again. Can't rest on anything that happened last week or the week before that or the week before that.
Every week they say, like, you know, well done, that was good, and I'm like, what's the catch here?
You sang out of tune last week at the beginning of the song, and they never said a word.
Stay away just to hear you breathing.
But because you pulled it round, you got away scot-free, and they should have given you a telling off. 2 of Louis have gone. What are the odds that one of my 2 are going to be in that bottom this week?
Very high.
I don't want to be there, Tabbers. Because I really do feel that you are a breath of fresh air to these contests, and you need to be in there to open the doors for everyone else.
You know, you took a big risk on me. You took a gamble on putting me through, you know. I just want to let you know how much I appreciate it.
But let me tell you, you go, I go. That's the deal.
Right.
Right?
Sealed with a spit. Sharon's pledged her support tonight, but will you? Singing in a Guns N' Roses hit, Sweet Child of Mine, it's Tabby!
She got a smile that seems to me reminds me of childhood memories when everything was fresh as a bright blue sky. And now and then when I see her face, she takes me away to that special place. And if I stay too long, I'll probably break down and cry. Come on now. She got eyes of the bluest skies, as if they thought of rain. I'd hate to look into those eyes and see an ounce of you. Living around the warm, safe place, where as a child I'd hide and pray for the thunder and the rain to quietly pass me by. I said, oh, sweet child of mine. Oh, sweet love of mine. Y'all listen up now, people. I said, where do we go? Come on, where do we go? Get up. Where do we go now? Put your hands together. Where do we go? Where do we go? Where do we go? I'll tell you where we go.
Just picking up on what Sharon said in the film clip, yeah, it's only when I watched the tape back, because you can't hear in here half the time. You were out of tune last week, but it didn't matter because, as she said, you pulled off at the end. I mean, once again, I mean, amazing. The only thing I would say, though, is that I think you've reached a point in this competition now, rather than doing a rock version of a rock song, which is very, very similar to the original, I'd love to hear you put your own interpretation on a song that wasn't a rock song, so that you start to become more original now.
Okay, cool.
That is my own criticism.
I'm up for the fancy challenge. Okay, I mean, Sharon said he was out of tune last week. I didn't notice, and it doesn't matter because this guy is a real performer. You know, I think he's got star quality. I think Tabby is a contender for the final of this competition. I really do.
Wow, thank you, Louis. Sharon, how do you feel your boy did tonight?
Fantastic, of course. Come on.
Well, we liked it in here, didn't we? You guys have clearly grown very close. What has Sharon managed to teach you during your time together?
I'd have to say, like, the one thing that she's really kind of put across to me that, like, if you're going to be a bear, be a grizzly. Do you know what I mean? Like,
That's a bear and grizzly, by the way.
I'm out of breath, come on. Do you know, just basically, you know, if you're going to do these things, you know, be yourself and don't try and be anything else, you know.
And that's brave management, isn't it?
It's great.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
Now, you must be feeling a great sense of responsibility towards her and the folks back home. We saw a little Elan up there.
Yeah, wee boy, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, do you know what, like, since this competition has started, you know, I wasn't really sure, like, how far I'd get in the competition, you know. But all I know is that every time I'm here, like, you know, all I can think about is responsibility that I have, you know, as well, not just to my family or my son, but Sharon as well, like, for actually letting me be here and stuff, you know, and actually giving me the chance to be here and do this, because this is all I've ever wanted to do, you know. So, I mean, I feel a huge responsibility, but I'm just delighted to be... I've nothing more to say. I'm just delighted to be here. You don't know, seriously.
Thank you, Tabby. And Sharon. Well done, welcome. Thank you very much, guys. And if you want to vote for Tabby, call either 09010 775504 or text Vote Tabby to 61101. If you're watching in the Republic of Ireland, the numbers you'll need to vote for any of tonight's 5 acts will be coming up at the end of the show. So, there's just one act left to perform tonight before the lines open, and you get to vote for your favourite. Rowetta's coming up after this break. Simon Cowell to close tonight's show. Simon, who's on next?
My second act.
The last week he's going to say it. Let him have
is
it.
the amazing Rowetta. You're doing great. You sounded great last week.
Thank you.
You're looking like a star. This week, I want you to look like a superstar.
Right.
So I'm taking you shopping this week.
How much are you going to spend on me?
An obscene amount.
It's time for a private appointment on London's exclusive King's Road. On hand to help are Simon's angels, Sunita and Annie.
Everything here today, Rowetta, can be yours. You have the pick of the shop, and you've got 1 hour to choose whatever you want.
There's some exquisite stuff here. We're going to have a great time.
I'm nearly ready. What do you think of it?
Honestly, sweetheart, you look like a drag queen. Should we save that one for Sharon?
What do you think of this one?
Too cheap, very Louis.
I wouldn't have tried it. I never thought it looked cheap. I think it makes me look younger.
Absolutely not. I don't know.
I think it's great. Try something else then. What do you think of this one?
That looks fantastic. That's the one.
Singing somewhere from the musical West Side Story, it's Rowetta!
There's a place for us somewhere, a place for us, peace and quiet and open air. Wait for us somewhere. Together with time to spare, time to learn, time to care. Someday, somewhere, we'll find a new way of living. We'll find a way of forgiving.
was so much better than last week, Rowetta, because last week you weren't good. And, you know, I've really supported you all along. Tonight it was a bit of a strange choice of song, Sam, but I think she pulled it off, you know. And you're half Cleo Lane and you're half Shirley Bassey, you know. And I know he brought you shopping for the dress, but do you lend you the heels as well?
I'm not half anything though, I'm Rowetta.
Yeah, well, I'm hearing Cleo Lane and I'm hearing bits of Shirley Bassey, and I don't know who's going to buy the record.
Okay.
Thank you, Louis. Sharon?
Yeah, I loved your song choice tonight, Rowetta, I did, and you sang phenomenally well. You really, really sang well. That song really suits your voice. You did a tremendous performance. But I just want to ask Simon something. Simon, I learned about doing reality TV that it's the best to be truthful. Now, doesn't Rowetta's outfit have to go back on Monday? Because you didn't buy it.
Would you like me to buy it for you?
No, I don't want to wear it once. I can't wear it again. Can't everybody see me?
Give it a cash!
Simon, you have to be real. You shouldn't BS anymore. You be yourself, Simon. That'll give you more confidence. But you did great, Rowetta. You did amazing.
Thank you. Simon. Let's talk about the performance and the song choice.
Don't worry, I was. I think A Star Is Born here. Really, I thought that was fantastic. You know, it's when you work with someone like Rowetta, you know, how old are you? You're 38, 39?
That's right. Tell everyone.
Right, 38, okay. Well, it's not a secret. You know, my job here with somebody like her is not just to try and win the competition, but to try and find a musical direction she can sell records in and which she's comfortable in. And this is what we tried to do, and she pulled it off tonight. You know, a lot of record companies would be giving us silly dance records to do. This was a brave song. It was a stunning performance. Stunning. I'm very proud of you.
Open. Why should the public back you tonight?
I don't know. I'm just giving it my best. This is really my last chance. I'm really pleased to be here, but it's really been emotional for me. If you saw me at the beginning, I was a mess in this competition. I'm really proud of myself anyway.
For your favourite, but remember what's at stake. The two acts with the lowest number of votes must compete against each other in tonight's final showdown. They'll have to sing again, but this time only for the judges' vote. Then Simon, Sharon and Louis will decide who stays and who goes. So, here's a reminder of tonight's performances and the numbers you need to call.
Let's stay together, loving you whether times are good or bad, I'll be your side. Anymore, oh, by myself, don't wanna be.
Tonight. Let's hear it for our 5 finalists. to you guys. The lines are now open and your votes will decide where the story goes from here. If you're a digital viewer, you can also vote via the red button on your remote control. And if you're watching in the Republic of Ireland, the numbers you need for all of tonight's 5 acts will be coming up in a moment. So for these guys, an agonising wait begins. Tonight, one of them will be leaving the competition, and you have just 1 hour to make sure that your favourite stays in. I'll be back with the results of your vote here at 9 o'clock on ITV1, straight after Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. That's 9 o'clock. The results of your votes, ITV1. You have just 1 hour to keep your favourite in. Use your time wisely. Get voting. We'll see you at 9.
Next on ITV1, Millionaire, followed by more X Factor, and later, platforms at the ready as some of your favourite stars take to the stage for ABBA Mania 2 at 9:45.